Welcome back to FU. This is Thomas.
And I'm Zachary.
With this podcast, we're ripping off filters, diving deep into queer discussions, and traversing controversial Reddit posts.
We're here to make you laugh, think, and maybe question your life choices.
Because not only are we flaming,
we're unfiltered.
Action. Welcome back to the pod.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Or whatever day you're watching this.
That's true.
A glorious, happy day.
I did not sleep in all day.
You did not sleep in all day, but there was leaf blowing.
Yep. This is going to be a reoccurring theme until winter is over, but I guess not, because then it'll be blowing grass clippings.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Not gonna lie.
He'll blow bugs away or rocks. He's just like blowing the car.
Oh man, yeah, he's gonna wash his car and then blow dry it.
Yeah. Again, he was doing his yard, and then I saw him on the corner across the street, and then I saw him go the other way across the street. So I think he's just doing the whole block. So I mean, that's very nice, but fucking irritating. Thomas
at 8 a.m. It was 8 a.m.
Yeah, Thomas texted me at 8 a.m. and he's like, he's blowing on a Sunday.
I had to ask ChatGPT because I was like, am I the weird one?
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole? Thinking like, who the hell leaf blows their snow blower? Or leaf blows the snow. Mind you, it's like a dusting. And as this winter is going, it's probably just gonna melt. I mean, yes, clear the sidewalk, because if it does melt and it freezes and it turns into ice, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
I got it. Shoveling is fine, but snow blowing or leaf blowing,
it's weird.
It's so weird. And then I keep saying Googled, which is the same thing. ChatGPT now is called Googled. I ChatGPT'd. Is it normal to leaf blow your freaking snow? And ChatGPT said no. It's for, you guessed it, blowing your leaves
away
and small debris, which I guess you would consider snow. But I also asked ChatGPT, what about 8 a.m. on a Sunday? And ChatGPT said using a leaf blower early on a Sunday may disturb neighbors due to the noise. Check local regulations and consider the impact on others before using outdoor equipment early in the morning. Thank you, ChatGPT. But yeah,
anyway,
so that was my morning at 8 a.m. Like, I could hear him through our sound machine, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get up. It's fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It just, he was doing it for like 2 hours from 8 a.m. to like 10 a.m. And it just like this droning that like pierces my brain. Yeah, another snow blowing update.
Every week, we'll tell you, we'll keep you up, we'll keep you informed.
Yeah, or it'll be like that episode of Gilmore Girls where Luke and Lorelai break the bell.
What? They locked the door to a church? Are they serious? What if I need to do something holy?
Like commit vandalism?
Even she's sick of hearing the damn bells.
I'm gonna have to break the lock.
No, wait.
That's gonna be me and you. We're gonna go and break his leaf blower, and the whole town's gonna be for it.
Right.
The pastor's gonna open the door and be like, "Carry on."
Yeah, exactly. The neighbors are like, "Oh darn."
If you don't know, Gilmore Girls is this episode where the town restores this bell that's been broken for like 30 years or something. They restore this bell, and every hour on the hour it rings, and everybody hates it. Everybody. Like, there's the whole episode is them navigating this awful new thing. And so finally Luke and Lorelai and Luke separately go to break the bell, but they like meet in the middle, and they're like, are you here for the same thing? So they work together to break the bell, and the pastor opens the door and he's like, carry on. And it's kind of funny, but that's how I feel about the leaf blower. Everybody fucking hates it. So Gypsy Rose is out of jail.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my topics. I think it's so funny. She has like over 2 million followers. And she's been on The View, and she's been on, I think, like Good Morning Today or something like that.
Yeah, I think social media is still a social experiment, in my professional opinion. She was dealt this terrible life, and she's just like, navigating it. And then she comes out of prison and everybody heard her story, and then she's famous.
Yes.
Like immediately. And it's so insane. That she was just, and I mean, like, good for her that something good came out of something so awful.
Yeah.
I do find that sometimes social media, like, not necessarily like glorifies people, but like overdoes. Like, yes, she should be welcomed. She does deserve all the good things in the world, but I just think, like, I don't know, people overdo it sometimes. I don't know.
Well, they're also trying to do that with the Menendez brothers. Have you heard that story?
No.
So there are these two brothers, and their family was well off, and the two brothers murdered the parents, and like they got caught because they were stupid, and they got the money, they got the life insurance and all the parents' money, so they bought a bunch of dumb shit immediately after they were killed. So like, like cars, and they were treating their friends to parties and just all this whatever. But then during the trial, they're like, well, my dad raped us and my mom abused us and my mom let it happen, and so that was their defense. And a lot of people think that they should not be in jail, and now they're like 45, like they're middle-aged, but people are saying that they should be next, that like, they should be let out next because they were abused and raped. And
I do remember this now.
Yeah,
it goes back to the who should decide whether or not somebody dies type of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like Gypsy Rose killed her mom to get out of her horrible situation, in which I would consider, in my professional opinion, like self-defense almost.
Yeah,
like you were backed into a corner of, I need to do this, or I'm going, like, she believed she was going to die, like,
yeah,
she believed that she had no other choice to escape that. But then she got 8 years of prison for murdering her mom.
Yeah, and her boyfriend that helped kill her is going to be in there for the rest of his life, because he actually killed the mom. Gypsy just was kind of like complacent and kind of set it up. So that's also why she got a shorter service. But then also the abuse was.
I should have educated myself before bringing this up, and I even asked you like a couple days ago. I was like, "What even happened?" Because I have no idea.
I love true crime, so I know all these random things.
I just know that she, served time for her mom dying. I thought she killed her, but didn't know. So she has a boyfriend outside of jail.
The husband. Did you see?
And she had a boyfriend in jail too?
Well, no,
or like
the boyfriend
prior. Her boyfriend prior, like 8 years ago, is in jail for murdering the mom.
Yes.
And now she has a new husband.
Yep.
That did she meet like while she was in prison?
Yep.
Okay.
I think they got married in like 2021. So.
And he was in prison too?
No.
Yeah. Sorry not to bring nothing to this podcast.
I know.
Except the fact that I find it so fascinating that.
That's.
People were like counting down the days until she came out, and
yeah, a lot of people advocated for her release specifically because of her mom, and they're like, it is shitty, it is wrong. And Gypsy Rose has even said that. She's like, I did the wrong thing, this is the incorrect route to take. And so now she's becoming an advocate for Munchausen by proxy,
right
which
that's
I think is
is
cool. Like that's so good. Like, use your shitty situation, use your platform now that you have 2.6 million followers or whatever it is.
I don't even know what her mom did to her.
Lots of shit. Her mom gave her medications she didn't need. She gave her medications so her teeth would fall out. She would put her in the wheelchair and like push her around and stuff like that. And she didn't need a wheelchair. As soon as the company left, or as soon as like the media left, Gypsy would get up and go do her own shit. I think she found out she was 18 when she went to jail. I don't think she knew her middle name. She was 8 for like 8 years, or it was something like that. And she was like kept really skinny and small. And her mom convinced doctors to get her surgeries, and like unnecessary surgeries and stuff like that. They got trips to Disney World. They got tons and tons of food, tons of money. They got a brand new house, brand new car, just because of all the mom's doing about Gypsy's illnesses.
Yeah.
And like she's like, oh, I just want to give my daughter the best time while she's here, while she's alive. And then
what an odd phenomenon. Like,
yeah, it is.
Like, what would you even call Munchausen? Like a disease?
It's a mental disorder.
Yeah, mental disorder. What a crazy
But yeah,
thing.
bananas. But on a positive spin of things, again, me always taking it to the horny level. I'm gonna find the screenshot. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, the D is fire. Yeah, of course I saw it. That's the only thing that everybody's talking about. So like her husband, right? Her got like was getting like hate comments or whatever because he's not like conventionally attractive. Is that what happened?
I think that's it. But then it's also kind of like clout chasing where he is riding her coattails because he knows she's gonna get out. He knows she's gonna get movie deals. Well, there was a movie about her, but she's gonna get books. She's gonna get money. She's gonna get. I mean, she's probably getting paid from Instagram and TikTok and everything because she's got.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I think it's like you get paid after 100,000.
If she doesn't have a deal with TikTok right now, then that's insane because
she's been on The View. So people are saying
even before she had a platform,
Yes, exactly. I love you. Besides, they're jealous because you're rocking my world every night. Yeah, I said it. The D is fire. Happy wife, happy life. And then he's like, who said I give a damn about what these jealous people say? Now come get it, baby.
The D is fire.
Yeah. But I saw another post she did too where she's like, my outfit is from this person and my shoes are from this person. Yeah. And I did my makeup.
She's rocking it.
My makeup is done by this person. So she's like got a full glam squad already. I think it's funny.
Yeah. I was going to say like, yeah, she must have people.
Yeah. With
her because 8 years.
Yeah.
Imagine being locked up for 8 years. Like you don't have a phone.
Well, everybody said, it's said too that she got so much better when she was in jail. Like jail was good for her, which is so
like
shitty.
Rehab kind of.
Because it's like rehab. It's, she was fed. Yeah. She was on the correct meds. She was taken off the bad meds. Her hair all of her hair grew back. I think she got all of her teeth fixed. I could be wrong about that, but like jail was a good experience for her, which is so shitty that prison is better for you than living with your mom.
That would love a tell all.
I'm excited for her. I will probably get her book if she writes one. Oh,
for sure.
I think it's good. I think it's interesting. I do think that if you served your time, unless you're like a child murderer, like if you're a child murderer or something like that, you should be.
I think the debate is, did she deserve to go to prison? I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like, obviously, accessory to murder in any fashion should be observed and like.
But yeah, it goes back to the kind of self-defense thing. But the other aspect of it is she was going on Facebook and talking to this dude, and that's when they started dating. And she was kind of eggy. And he has identified needs as well. That was kind of another part of it was like Gypsy knew that this wasn't good and it wasn't great. And then she figured it out and put two and two together. And then did she kind of get so mad that she used that to trick him into killing the mom? Like that was kind of part of the argument as well.
Right.
It was like she was complicit in her mom's shenanigans. So that was like their side of the argument.
That whole clip with Joy. She's like, no, I don't think you deserve to go to prison. Oh, you mean for the murder? Yeah, maybe.
I did it the wrong way. No. You know.
Don't say that.
I did. I did something wrong, and I paid my dues for it.
Oh, you mean that part?
Yes, the part of it. You know, that part of it.
You saw that clip with Joy?
Yeah. Joy was making it funny, and I'm like.
I know. I'm like, oh. The View is so outdated.
Yeah, they need to cut that off. They should have cut it off. I think when Rosie O'Donnell was there, like
I'm
20
surprised
years
she's
ago.
not. Like they need to get her with a Z-Way. They need to get her like.
Say get rid of?
No, they need to get Gypsy Rose with the Z-Way.
Oh, I thought you meant get rid of Z-Way. I'm like,
no,
I just fell in love with her. You be quiet.
No, I'm just saying like, The View is so outdated. We have Z-Way. We have
anyone
else. Well, literally, like it's just so out of touch. There are these rich white. Well, not white. Movie isn't white.
All super rich.
All super rich people talking about like, because the topic of housing and how it's like impossible to buy a house now.
Oh yeah, or afford groceries.
And we'll be called millennials. What's the term for lazy?
I was like.
I'm like trying to. Whoopi, did you see this? Whoopi called millennials lazy because they don't want to work 40 hours. She thought that millennials were working 20 hours a week, and that's why we were whining that we couldn't
Well,
get a house.
I think people...
But I'm sorry. If you only want to work 4 hours, it's going to be harder for you to get a house. Oh, and don't
younger people are realizing that working, unless you like own your business or like you're independently wealthy or your parents are wealthy, working is slave labor. You know, like
it is.
Like
for
I
sure.
work for pennies, and the government takes 50% of my paycheck. So I'm like, I work 80 hours a week, and I get paid for 30. Like, you know, like.
And we just got so lucky when we bought our house because it was like the perfect timing. The market was so great, but now,
yeah.
Well, we would be stuck in an apartment.
I was just talking to Michaela about buying houses because I had a dream she was house shopping. So and she's like, I don't know when that's gonna happen. And I'm like, yeah,
because we got our house 2017.
Yep.
From then to now, that's not even. That's what I'm saying. Like Gypsy Rose stuck in a time capsule for 8 years and coming out now. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, now if she's got all of her.
Now she's like going to be probably rich, but
yeah, she's gonna be
and taken care of. I'm sure, but like,
yeah. I wonder what her husband does.
Like, it's just crazy to think that 2017. That was. I'm not gonna say like so easy to get a house. It was. It was so easy. And like
everything. Like
one other person bid on this house, and that's it. Like what? And now you're like looking at houses, and there's like 50 bids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's so crazy.
It's $100,000 over budget.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I mean, good time to sell.
Yeah.
Did you see the plane that had the hole in it?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so crazy.
I just
worst nightmare.
Well, and our envision from TV and movies and stuff is like if there's a pinprick in the airplane, everyone's getting sucked out of that thing. Like my body would be sucked through that pinprick, and everyone would die, and the plane would explode. Like, but then the whole door was gone, right? It was a door and a couple windows, or was it just
okay? Yep, I just saw somebody break down exactly, and all of our knowledge is from TikTok, you guys.
I don't educate.
But when it comes to news stories like this, like I think TikTok is a valuable source because like. We're not going to get the facts until the police, you know what I mean? Like this happened just like last week or something. So there's this hole that
I feel
they had just taken off. And so this person that I just watched this TikTok accounted for the whole thing. She's like,
thankfully, I was towards the front of the plane, and where the whole incident happened was in the back of the plane. But about 10 minutes into takeoff, we're not cruising altitude yet. We were all still in like full takeoff mode, seatbelts on, like kind of like focus, like no one was trying to get up or anything, thank goodness. But it was at this time that we all heard a loud bang, like really loud bang, a jolt, and a whoosh of air came back at us really quickly.
It is, like a vacuum or whatever, but there's like clips of people just like, they were just like sitting there.
Just, like, with the oxygen mask on, they're like.
But this TikTok said like that's all we could do. Like we knew, and the people in front of the hole had no idea what was going on because they'd look back and they can't see anything because the masks are all down. So the people in front of the hole just knew to put the mask on and sit there.
Yeah.
They didn't say, the pilot didn't say anything, which I think is for good measure because you want people to kind of not know that they're in danger.
Remain calm.
Yeah. So nothing was said until they landed. And that's when the news from the back of the plane made its way up to the front because you can't speak over that because it's just the engines right outside the freaking door. Yeah, and you can't speak through this. So they were just sitting there. And that's why it looks like in those videos that they're just chill. Because they had to be, you know what I mean? Well, they couldn't get up.
I feel like some people probably would panic and freak out and like, but then I'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to die in 3 minutes. So what am I supposed to do? Yeah, I heard that some people lost some luggage.
Yeah, they're like, if there was loose, everything got sucked out.
Yeah.
So phones, like if it was in our hand, it just got sucked out.
Laptops or whatever.
So like the movies kind of are true, but like not everything gets sucked out. Like the seats. Yoinked from the freaking thing.
I heard that there was a kid that was not seatbelted, and the
mom had to like hold him down. Yeah,
I would like my kid's arms would be jello. I would be like holding onto my kid so tight. I would be like just so scared. Like my kid's not gonna get sucked out. Like my kid's arms would probably be broken. Like just because like
just squished,
just completely
his
squished.
Skin
like,
squished through your arms, your fingers.
That would be me. I'd be like, yeah, just like
Play-Doh.
Yeah, because I'd be like, he's not gonna get sucked out. They're not gonna get sucked out. Like just like their arms have permanent bruises.
Yeah.
That would just because I'd be so scared. I'd be like, no, you're not getting sucked out.
And so they're like, yeah, and for 15, 20 minutes, I had no idea if I was going to survive.
What a long, which probably.
Yeah, she said, she's like, it felt like a day.
I was going to say, that would feel like 4 hours just sitting there, like that little bloop of time probably felt like hours. When we went to Hawaii, we had a sassy flight attendant, sassy gay, and he was like telling us how to use a mask, and he always like popped in his hip. And he's like, and then here's how you do the seatbelt. It was fun. I was like, oh, you get it.
You go, Glenn Coco.
You go, Glenn Coco, explaining the face mask. Put it over yourself before putting it over your baby.
Okay, I wanted to talk about how Dave Chappelle has made a third, whatever you'd call it, stand-up special.
Oh, yeah.
And for the third time in this third stand-up special, he disses trans women again. And it's just so funny because people are finally catching on, like, you only mention things that you're obsessed with.
Yeah.
Like, you only, and I'm not even gonna put up Dave Chappelle, like,
yeah, not worth it,
because I just think he's low class human being. I didn't even think he was that funny.
He's never been funny.
And I mean, coming from a white person as well, but like, I'm sure half of his humor is gonna be for Black audience.
Oh yeah.
So of course, half of it I won't even think is funny, but I just don't think he was funny he used to be so big. I remember him being so big.
Well, yeah, he had the Dave Chappelle show.
Funny. Yeah,
and
the Dave Chappelle show.
Big,
and it was so funny.
And it was like, it's not.
I didn't think it was funny, but
I think he does cater to all audiences, all types of audiences. There obviously are references I wouldn't get as a white person,
right?
But it doesn't matter when you're talking about trans people because like it's just not funny. And then it just goes back to like the Republicans, going back to what we said last time too, like they're just obsessing over weird things. Yes. It's like, you're so obsessed with trans people. Why? Like are you trans or do you fuck trans people?
I saw somebody go like, I hate onions.
Yeah.
I go my life without looking at onions, without making food with onions, without talking about.
Yeah.
I hate them. So I just like, my life is without. I love onions. I'm just saying, this one person on TikTok was like,
Thomas is pro onion.
Yeah, I'm pro onion. And they're just like, my life is 1%, like I don't even think about these things, but like, man, you must really be obsessed with trans people to come up with a third documentary or whatever.
Right. See, and then that just goes back to like what I keep saying too, like stop giving these pieces of shit platforms.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Netflix that did it. Like Netflix
is
never ever talk to Dave Chappelle ever again. Be like, you are off you're blacklisted.
I think Netflix is going down because they also gave Matt Rife.
Well, I think is different because Matt Rife was huge. He was all over the world. Everyone loves him. He's literally sold out for the next 2 years. But then once they put his shitty, they should have edited his Netflix special or been like, let's
what I
redo
think
it
is that they're trying to get on these trends, but they're not realizing that they're not the mark.
Yeah. Whereas
I think Matt Rife could have been vetted. He could have been.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Whereas I think he is only big on social media. I've heard people say that they go to the show and the Netflix special was just one of his shows just recycled, which is what comedians do. Is they have, if they're having a tour, it's not going to be different jokes each tour. It's going to be the same jokes, circled throughout, and then your crowd work's all worked in and stuff like that. So that doesn't surprise me, but they're like, that's what I'm saying is Netflix could have sent somebody out to follow Matt Rife for a month and say, is this worth it? And I think they would have came to the conclusion that no, it wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? I just think that they're trying to jump on these trends and they're failing miserably because they don't care. They're just trying to make something.
I think they definitely jumped on the Matt Rife trend because he's, the biggest comedian in the world right now. And they're like, sign him. Yep. Just sign it. Send it. Yeah. We'll put it up no matter what. And they definitely should have looked at it. But that's the same thing. With Dave Chappelle, don't give this moron.
It's giving angry trick.
Yeah, don't give. But then it's I
saw a couple of TikToks that were it's giving. So yeah, the one is a trans woman, and she's like, I see an angry trick from a mile away.
So at this point, it's giving client. I don't know what doll hurt Dave Chappelle. I really don't. But it's giving disgruntled client. It's giving angry trick.
Because she's like,
all they talk about is these the trainees and la la la. It's giving angry trick. It's giving, I didn't get my money's worth or whatever.
Yeah, it goes back to, and I say this all the time too, like, well, not like all the time.
And I've always said that.
And I've always said this. But like, I've had friends who they complain about their boyfriends always saying that they're cheating on them. And the boyfriends are like, you're cheating, you're a slut, you're cheating.
The call is from within the house.
Yeah, you have boyfriends all around the town. It's like, I don't cheating? Actually. Why are you so stressed out about cheating? I'm assuming you're the one that's cheating. Yeah. That's the same thing with Dave Chappelle or like these Republicans. Yeah. They're like, these dirty trannies. And it's like, why are you talk about trannies and transsexuals and grooming our children every week? And I think, are you grooming transgender
Yes,
people?
Exactly. And I think it's coming from the resurgence of this like these anti-trans laws.
Yeah.
And so he thinks that like it's giving like when you catch a toddler doing something, they're like, nothing.
Yep. Well, and that's like and we see it every month, once a month too, about these super far right wing Republicans who are banning all the gay things.
Yeah.
And then 15 minutes later, their male sex worker is coming on the media going, that guy fucks me every other week.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he pays me so much money to get him cocaine and blow him, and why is he advocating against gay marriage? Shit like that. That's exactly what this is giving. And it's like,
for sure,
I'm just waiting for all these transgender women to come out and be like, Dave Chappelle sucks my transgender dick every single day.
For real.
Like, that's what I'm waiting for.
I'm excited for it too.
Hopefully.
Did you see that Paramore like took down everything?
They are out of their contract, and I don't know if they're broken up, or if they're just like, we're just like, not like a negative breakup, like how, some bands just break up because they keep fighting.
Yeah.
Or like if they're just like, let's just be done being Paramore. But Hayley Williams is on her own from what I'm hearing.
For reals?
Yep.
No.
But it's because they're out of their contract finally, and they're trying to be independent, either as independent solo-y or done, or is solo-y a word? Solely.
Like
idiot.
Like independent, like not Paramore, but like Hayley Williams.
They're still deciding if they want to remain Paramore on their own label or independently or whatever.
So okay,
again, we come to this podcast.
Nope, I have stuff.
Oh, I'm not educated.
I have I just have
from base off TikTok.
I just have public opinions on the matter because I saw that their Instagram was nothing, like there wasn't anything on it. Oh, they posted a story, and I forgot what the story was, but everything was taken down. And so then I looked up Paramore, like their website, that was gone. And so all their social medias are down. Their Paramore website is no longer a website. And so then, of course, I took to Reddit. And I looked it up, and this is just public opinion and comments and stuff like that. Very confident that they're not breaking up. Clearing all their socials is probably a marketing move to start a new era. So
back to era.
Right, they might not be Paramore, but maybe they will be in just like, it's not going to be a pop punk like it used to be. It could be something different or something,
Right.
The canceled date, maybe a schedule. Oh yeah, they canceled a iHeartRadio concert.
Ooh, if Paramore comes to Minneapolis, we should go. They're amazing. They sound just like their albums.
The canceled date, maybe a scheduling conflict, sickness, or death of a family member. People are overacting a lot. Also, they were posting cryptic shit before and after laughter too, and Hayley wipes her Insta like 7 times a year.
Oh, it seems like a lot of work.
Website makes sense. Wasn't it run by Atlantic? If so, they need to obtain the domain from Atlantic and stand up a completely new website. I feel like that's likely. Oh, I wonder. I mean, I'm sure the domain's still bought out. It has to be.
Yeah, she probably.
If somebody swoops in and takes Paramore.com, like what?
Right.
Gotta love the trolls. I mean, what is a Reddit post without a troll post?
Right.
A troll comment,
I don't know.
They're changing their name to Paramost. Paraless. Did you consider Parappa the rapper? Tie back.
Stupid.
Let's see what happens with the Taylor Swift concert. If they cancel that, that's huge. Canceling one concert could mean anything. But canceling the Eras tour, if they back out of the Eras tour, then they're for sure breaking up, which is true.
Wait, Paramore's opening for Taylor or what?
Must be.
That's random.
They must be.
What a random.
That's not random at all.
What a random
Taylor Swift and Paramore
pairing. Yeah,
that's not random at all. They were peak, like top players in like the 2000s era.
Yeah, I guess.
Why would that be random?
I don't know.
Like they're the biggest artists.
I just think they're so different though. Like
not really. Taylor Swift's new stuff is not that different from Paramore.
I think Paramore is better.
Obviously, we have a soft spot for Paramore. That's why they're being talked about right now. I'm just saying, like Taylor Swift has the like angsty pop punk vibe to some like a lot of her songs.
Yeah.
And Paramore went from really rock punk to more of like a pop punk.
I guess you're right.
So they're like kind of getting similar.
Also, I guess I'd probably want to try to piggyback off Taylor.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
like,
a perfect melding. Taylor Swift, Swifties, and Paramore. What are their audience call? I don't know. Paramore's. It's like the Venn diagram. Like there's going to be a big overlap of people.
How do we get here?
I think that they should keep Paramore as a name.
Right.
Because that would be insane if they changed it. I don't know if... Because that's like changing Twitter to X. You know what I mean? Like people people are like, you're Paramore, LOL.
I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm not going to call it
That's
X.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like
people still just call it Twitter.
Yeah.
And if people like seriously call it X, then they're like Republican or something.
Right, because Elon told them to.
And if people call it X, unless they're like right-wing nuts, it's like laughing sarcasm, like X.
Right, like Naomi John does it, and she's like, on X.
Yeah.
And like just like makes fun of it because it is so stupid.
It is so stupid. But you can hit the heart then.
The heart. Is it yesified Dolby or no? Yesified Gollum?
Dolby. Yeah, yesified Gollum.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just
the two.
Just the two images. I just thought that was funny. I saw this on Instagram.
The nails. Oh my god.
I don't know why, but this is a must for any yesified.
So funny.
One day we're gonna make some yesifieds.
All right, action again.
Yep. But if you're ready, I'm ready for the gay of the day.
Gay.
These are a few of our favorite things. You go first.
Yep, perfect. Because
I know you've researched. Mine is so small.
mine's not that small, and mine is. I'm conflicted because I'm hearing two sides of the story. So, kind of going back to what we talked about in the very first episode is gay coded movies.
Ooh.
So, one of my favorite movies ever is The Color Purple.
I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple in a field and don't notice it.
And it's big in the news right now because they remade it as a musical, which I think is a crime, in my opinion. Oh.
Guest
starring
Alice.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Don't hit anybody.
Alice the Baby Harrington. Oh.
But yeah, it's in the media again because they made it into a musical with Fantasia Barrino and Halle Bailey. Look at her. She's got water all over her mouth. And Taraji P. Henson. And Taraji is blowing it up even further because of Oprah's entanglement with it. So Oprah was in the original. She played a character in it, which is cool, which is great. And that's why she also is redoing it. But I guess she is under fire for being really abusive, really disrespectful to the actors and actresses. And she is also not paying people accordingly.
Taraji
is calling Oprah out for this. Oprah's funding it.
Oprah's funding it.
Oprah's doing all of it.
Okay.
Pretty sure Steven Spielberg, who did the original, is also part of it as well. So yeah, it's in hot water, under fire. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, and as far as like Gay of the Day, is because it is a queer coded movie, or so I thought. Or I thought it was just a queer coded story, but it's actually gayer than I anticipated.
Oh.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
She wants a spot amongst the.
Just sit down then. Or not.
She should just pick a spot.
Right.
Oh, she found the window.
Oh, she's gonna go sit in her bed, I bet. This is a fucking fiasco.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've not read the book, which is shitty, and I should. And I will eventually.
Which is shitty, and I should. Like, I haven't even watched the movie, so
I know that is also a crime. But
I
so
just can't do it. I don't know why.
My knowledge is just based off of the movie, and it was a queer coded film. And I am learning, because of all the drama with Taraji P. Henson and Oprah, that it's actually not. And it's actually, I knew it was kind of a gay coded lesbian love story. Well, just because of there's one,
like Beaches is.
Like Beaches, exactly.
Like, it's not really said, but
it's implied.
Okay.
Yes. And because there's a kissing scene between the main character, who is Celie, and Suge, who is like this jazzy blues singer. And I'll kind of explain what I learned. So basically, The Color Purple is about it's a feminist work of this abused African American woman in the 1900s. I think it's in Georgia, I believe, and her strive to find place in this world and find empowerment in herself and stuff. It is about, like I said, Celie, the main character, and Nettie, and their abusive start to life. Their dad was abusive, and he was a rapist. He raped them both. And Celie had 2 kids with her dad, and she already had a start off in life not liking men, and she's never had good experiences with men because they just saw her as a piece of property, as a piece of meat. Well, the one sister, Nettie, is, what's it called, where you like give your kid up for marriage?
Give your kid up for marriage?
Like, Nettie is like promised to this other man, basically, like, you're gonna get Nettie, you're gonna marry her, you can have her for your children, for your housewife, like for your work. There's a word for it, I can't think of it. But she said no. She's like, absolutely not. I know he's a bad person. I'm not about to live my life being some man's property. And she runs away. Well, then the dad is like, okay, well, I guess you can have Celie. Like, there you go. And so he basically just gets her by default. And he's instantly abusive. He's instantly raping her, which is so sad and so awful. And basically, she's just there to be, a sexual object and take care of his kids because his wife had died. And there was, a handful of children that she had to take care of. What happens in the future in the story, too, is the son, they grow up, time passes, and the son opens up a jazz bar, a juke bar. And Suge comes back. Suge is the blues singer I was speaking about, and that is Mister's mistress. Basically, they had an affair when he was married to his first wife, and they had children together, and they were just like hot and heavy for each other. She said she didn't really love him, but I mean, kind of loved him in a way, but he was just like nice to her, which is weird because she said that he was nice to her and he made her laugh. And, they went dancing and did all these cool, fun things together. But then he gets his wife and then Celie, and he's abusive. So she's like, why does he change with you and me? Like, what's the difference? Suge also shows Celie niceness. She's really nice to her. She stands up for her. She tells her, like, why don't you tell him no? Tell him to get off of you. It kind of turns into a sexual conversation. And she's like, you've never had fun having sex? Like, that's weird. That's strange. That's what it's for. It's like, yes, it's to make children, but it's also can be fun because, she's promiscuous and she says she has lots of sex and it's great and fun. And Celie just doesn't understand that sex is fun. And she kind of gives her the empowerment to, to self-discovery about sexual stuff, as well as trying to get out of Mister's hands and like get out of his house and tell him no and tell him to basically fuck off. And so they like develop a bond and they develop a kiss. And I brought, oh no, how do I get this without disrupting the cat? Of course, now she leaves. All the men got their eyes glued to Shug's bosom. I got my eyes glued there too. I feel my nipples harden under my dress. My little buttons sort of perk up too. Shug, I say to her in my mind, girl, you look like a real good time. The good Lord knows you do. So it's
my little button.
My little button. So, like I said,
does that mean vagina?
It means. Yep. So, like I said, my version of this information was from the movie, which was obviously dumbed down for the masses. You know, it's like they water stuff down and clean it up for consumption. You know, I don't think they should have. It should be done as a lesbian love story. And then there's another little passage here. She say, I love you, Miss Seeley. And then she haul off and kiss me on the mouth. She say, like she's surprised. I kiss her back, say too. Us kiss and kiss until us can't hardly kiss no more. Then us touch each other. And then the next page basically says they wake up in bed together. And she just says like, you know, she just feels so good. She feels so happy and confident. It just kind of shows like her realizing that, you know, she can do everything as a woman. And then that's kind of what it goes on to. The end of the story is she creates her own pants company, like, which is also sort of like a symbol for male, you know, maleness. So it's pants, you know, like women aren't supposed to wear pants. They're only supposed to wear skirts or dresses or, you know, be super covered up. And so that was
kind of, I wear the pants in the house.
Yep. I wear the pants in the family. And the new version, the new musical, I guess, I've read both articles, but from the majority of them, I'm reading that it is more of there's a larger lesbian love story part of it. I haven't seen the musical either. I don't really want to because I don't like musicals. But yeah, so I just thought it was cool that, you know, I kind of learned something based off of all the Taraji P. Henson drama.
Did you see that video of like they did like a press thing and
child, I just want to know, what did Oprah do to Taraji? Like, check this out. Look how she walk up, right? They all walking up. Look at it. Okay, look. They don't greet each other. Taraji looking over here in space, just so she don't have to make eye contact with Oprah. Oprah doesn't turn to the side and say anything to her. Okay, I can't remember her name. I think her name is Danielle, this other actress. I don't know. I'm not going to lie on her, but I love her. Here come Fantasia. And look, she right there by Taraji, right? And look what she do. Scoot them down and get at the end. Now, where y'all know Oprah to want to miss up on being in the middle in a photo?
There we go.
Where you know her to not want to be in the middle of a photo, y'all? So yeah, I'm believing those rumors that they got a beef going on. Maybe Oprah want to try to give Taraji them coins. I don't know what's going on, y'all.
Did you see this video?
I think
of Oprah like walking up and being like,
yeah, she's got like she's doing a little scoot, and then like you can tell like Taraji's pissed. I forget the other actress's name.
You just tell that they do not talk unless they have to.
Yep. So, well, because like, which is true though, because I mean, fucking pay your actors and actresses, you know. I need to learn.
See, and I thought it was because Taraji was being a biatch.
Danielle Brooks is the other actress that's in it. Taraji P. Henson plays Shug, and then Fantasia Barrino plays Seeley. But I guess those three are cliquey and they're friends, and you know they kiki together. But then yeah, Oprah comes in the scene and they're all like just tense. You could just tell that they're crabby and tense, and they don't want Oprah to be around.
And we're not gonna watch the musical.
No, I'm not gonna watch the musical because I don't want to listen to them, because it's like a sing movie from what I've heard, like Into the Woods, and I'm not about to do that.
Yeah, see, like if you say something's a musical, my first interaction is ugh.
Yeah.
But I really liked Hairspray.
Yeah, I think if you do it correctly, obviously, but like I heard the new Wonka movie is a musical.
And see, I can't bring myself to watch that. But like so many Disney movies are kind of considered musicals.
Yeah.
Like Aladdin.
But I think that's implied. You know, like The Color Purple is a beautiful, dramatic story about like being black in the 1900s, about, you know, being closeted in the 1900s, you know, about spousal abuse. It's like those things shouldn't be sung about. You know, that's what makes it weird for me.
The Hunger Games kind of tipped on musical, not gonna lie.
I don't know. That was like her part of the shtick, though. That was
true.
her.
It wasn't like a scene, and the whole scene
Snow
was that.
wasn't like. Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider Hunger Games a musical, obviously, but
teetering.
You know, some movies really do teeter.
Yeah,
like Sweeney Todd was so good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So good.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, how do I? It's almost like my musical gate has shut.
Yep.
And I can't risk opening it to waste what, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
When it's like I could, but I just, yeah, it's hard to sneak musicals past my closed musical gate.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, which is why I think that's the wild thing about Willy Wonka and The Color Purple is that they're not really disclosing that they're musicals.
No, they're not. Well, that's another thing too.
So
like
it's like you're tricking us to watching these musicals.
Like Willy Wonka is a good example because the Oompa Loompas sing, but that's like their shtick. So it's kind of like back to the Hunger Games where it's like that's just
There's
little
music in it.
That's a little part of that little side story, but like a whole Willy Wonka movie about a whole musical, I'm like, I'm not gonna sing about chocolate.
See, and yeah, I'm not gonna sing about chocolate. You can lay back down. It was just a tiny little alarm.
I'm not making eye contact.
You get back in there. No, you lay back down. Oh my gosh. You lay down. You want to know what my gave the day is?
And now Thomas's gave the day.
Presenting my gave the day, which was I think it's the first ever live on the air homosexual ball drop kiss.
Yep.
Which I think is interesting.
I didn't see it. I just saw a still of it. That's all I saw.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess people are, interviewing them and stuff like that. And
I just thought that was fun and cool. And
honestly, though, Anderson Cooper,
gay,
and then Andy Cohen,
gay,
drunk, and so they're getting
extra gay.
The pass around party bottoms.
The
was
pass
so
around party bottom?
funny.
I know.
The pass around party bottom.
I know, and like it
They're
was
so funny.
What did they call it? Like some like daddy juice or something like that. And it was like,
are we gonna give Daddy his juice?
Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. It was like, what?
Which was the tequila or whatever.
Yeah, the tequila.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah.
Speaking of traditions,
Yeah.
It's the top of the hour.
Right, 8 o'clock, top of the hour.
Yes, and so we've been here for 7 years doing this.
Right.
And for most of those years...
Are you asking about alcohol?
Well, at the top of the hour, we typically have a toast, and I feel that I'm hearing from a lot of people, and I guess I'm just wondering, does Daddy get his juice?
Yeah, because they banned it for the last 2 years because I guess they get belligerent or
Andy
whatever.
Cohen gets drunk every single time.
Yeah.
And then...
But they didn't let him do it the last 2 times.
Which is boring. I'd sneak.
Right.
I'd be like,
well,
I am going to go to the bathroom.
Like clips were resurfaced and they're like, drunk or not, this dude gets a while.
Yeah.
So it's like, just give him the juice. Drink moderately and like all of this and all that. And like,
yeah,
a lot of people, suffer from alcoholism. And so
that's true.
Like I get banning it, but also, yeah, like if, it's New Year's, everybody's drinking.
Everyone's having a good time.
If you do have an issue with, then don't watch the ball drop. You know what I mean? Like people are wasted.
Right.
Like every single segment that they do until, the ball drops, it's just belligerent people. Like
Right.
they're all like they went to John Mayer in Tokyo, and that was really funny too.
Happens to be a dear friend of mine. We are joined by John Mayer at a cat cafe in Tokyo. John, this doesn't look sanitary, John. John.
It's, you know what? I believe it passes all health codes. I think it's just fine. Yes, we are at a cat bar. It's called Cats in the Box in Tokyo, celebrating New Year's. We're already halfway through the first day of 2024.
mean, the shot.
I
the
did.
shot is crazy.
I coordinated my outfit.
And he wasn't like that drunk or drunk at all, but like then they went to somebody else and it was just like like just wasted, and it's like, oh my god.
They're like, how are you doing in Florida, Bob? And there was that one guy who was like,
oh yeah,
he was like super like gay sassy dancing, and he was so gay and he was so drunk. And the interviewer, I think it was a woman, was the interview lady, and she's like just like giving like side eye, like clearly he's drunk. It was so funny. It was so funny.
And Cohen was like, said something about like there won't be a happy ending or whatever.
He said he's strictly dickly.
Strictly dickly, yeah.
It's not gonna go anywhere. Yeah, really. I've seen this play out in cities around the world. It feels like love right now, but
this is how we do it in Key West.
This guy, yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere. He's strictly dickly, as they say.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, you can tell that they're old.
That's so funny. It's
such an old term.
So funny.
Too funny.
Super gay, super funny. Make New Year's gay again.
Yeah. But I'm ready for Reddit stories.
Reddit stories. Reddit stories.
Reddit stories. Am I the asshole for quitting because I was called an employee?
What?
My significant other and I started a business and I'm doing decent, not well off, but we have turned a profit a lot quicker than I thought we would. I am literally doing 100% of the work. I have worked myself into exhaustion and sickness getting off the ground. He is working a regular job to keep paying the bills. Anyways, his mother and him have been in no contact for a while and they just started talking again. She offered him a hefty loan to help his business. I'm talking over 20K, as long as I was just an employee. She has always hated me, but I won't get into that.
These are spouses?
Yep.
Okay. Just double checking.
Well, significant other.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's all we get.
Okay.
While yes, he has gotten me a few orders from his coworkers, I'm still creating and doing 100% of the job while also doing the social media part. He doesn't even know how to work the machine or the programs to run it. While it was his money that got everything in the beginning, I have earned that back twice over on my own. While I heard him say that I was just an employee, so I said, as just an employee, I quit. I seriously stopped in the middle of a project, not an order, but a prototype for a possible product, and went to our room. Heck, I still have my paint on my hands while typing this. Am I the asshole? Update, we won't be getting the loan. He called her and told her that I am the co-owner, and that the business wouldn't even be close to where it is without me. In fact, he wouldn't have done it without me at all. So that's nice.
That's good.
Least. I didn't see that update when I initially read it, so I'm sure because this got 2,200 upvotes. I'm sure maybe he saw it. I don't know.
Right. The mom saw it.
So I thought that was.
I think that's so tacky. You know, like the mom meddling and being like, you have to title her as an employee or them.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know
like misogynistic and.
I don't know the genders.
The patriarchy.
But
Oh,
like,
it's him and her, for sure.
See, I feel like.
I guess it could be two guys, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're so lucky because I feel like both of our parents supportive of everything we do, and they kind of encourage it. So they're like, "Oh, Zach has an idea for a project, and Thomas is helping. Good on both of you. You know, like that's a co-project, or like vice versa. They're like, oh, Thomas wants to do this, and Zach's helping. You know, they're all like in on it. You know, good for you guys. They would never tell me to call you my servant or my employee or the help. You know, that would just be weird. That's so distasteful and disrespectful. Does it say the parents' age at all? Oh.
There are some comments on here, though, that if they aren't married, they should get documents and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I guess like all the legal and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
the legal.
But still, like,
they're
it doesn't
like, girl,
matter.
you better get your name on some legal documents.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, even if they were just friends, you know, something like not as official, like spouses or significant others, whatever, you still don't have the right to tell your kid to call their co-owner an employee.
Yeah.
Even if you're giving them a loan, Like, are there stipulations behind your loan? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I can't even. I mean, I'm sure it was just, yeah, if she doesn't like the significant other, I'm sure it was just done to drive a wedge.
I was going to say, just done to be spiteful.
Mm-hmm. Like, she doesn't, I'm sure the mom doesn't even care about their success.
That's true.
Just wanted to like break them up.
Just wanted some say in the dealings, which probably would have evolved into, oh, since I gave you that loan, I want to be co-owner now too. Or since I gave you that loan, I'm going to give you tips on the name that you're going to call the company.
Yeah.
Or you have to only advertise to white people, or, you know, or only advertise to women, you know, whatever the story would be. Like, the mom would probably try to weasel her way in even further then. That's dumb. Stupid mom.
Yeah, stupid mom, not the asshole.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to tell my parents about my mental health and the fact that I'm trans? Okay, so I am now 25, non-binary. I'm still living with my parents, and my parents have never really shown me a lot of care and compassion growing up, and I can tell that they treated my twin brother, male, much better from an early age. And it caused me to grow up bitter and angry. Aside from my bad attitude, I struggled a lot with mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and possibly autism. And since my parents were already fed up with me, they turned to spankings and yelling to essentially train me to be seen, not heard. Now I'm older and braver and a lot louder than I was as a kid, but of course I still fear my parents' judgment, especially when it comes to my sexuality and gender identity. I told my parents I was a lesbian when I was 8, and my mom cursed me out and told me to get out of her face. Fast forward 8 more years, I came out again, and they both weren't super thrilled. But it didn't seem to bother them as much. I've never told them that I'm non-binary because they're kind of transphobic and constantly misgender and say mean things about trans people, including those in our family. I've always struggled with my gender, but I can confidently say that I would feel much happier living with more masculine features. I'm scared to tell them because I feel like they're just going to scream at me and tell me how I need to stay off the internet and get outside and not be cooped up in my room all day. But this is how I truly feel. I only have my 3 friends who provide me support. However, my best friend has been my ride or die. She's stuck by my side through this entire journey, and I could never thank her enough. Am I the asshole for not telling them more about myself? Like, I'm constantly at war with myself and keeping secrets because even though they've hurt me so much, I love them dearly. I need some advice about this.
No.
Yeah, why would you? I don't think you'd be the asshole for that.
Well, I think it's a safety mechanism.
That's true.
You know, like you're keeping yourself safe, and because you don't know, like this poster must be under 18.
25. Yeah.
Okay, number 1, get out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
Gotta go. You gotta go. And it's unfortunate, but I wouldn't say anything until after you move out.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case they like kick you out, because then that would suck. But
yeah, I think if you already kind of know
it's not keeping a secret, it's keeping your peace.
It's keeping your peace, keeping your safety. I think if you already know that they're shitty people and they talk shit about trans people, and you know that they're gonna probably be pissed
people
off. Yeah, you know your parents. If you know that they're gonna be pissed off, I probably wouldn't say anything, which is awful to do and awful to say, because I feel like, yeah, you should be open and confident enough to.
Well, I think your parents should harbor like a comfortable space that you should just feel like it's natural to tell these things. But if you're like contemplating because you're scared of how they're gonna react, then I think that's coming from a place of like what you know.
Right.
Like, you know that they're gonna react negatively.
Yeah. See, and
like if it was a safe, comfortable space, then you wouldn't have to contemplate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't be hemming and hawing about it.
You would just tell them.
That was like when I came out, I knew my mom probably wouldn't be pissed or kick me out, but I still waited until I was 18 just to be safe, because I was like, I know I have a lot more rights when I'm 18. I didn't care about my dad's opinion. You know, I knew if he said get out, my mom would say no. You know, I know that would be fine. But yeah, if you feel like you're gonna just get booted or screamed at or yelled at or called derogatory names, I probably wouldn't say anything, which is sad. But
Yeah, it's sad, but
Yeah.
you know, everything to keep your peace and
everything to keep yourself safe and happy. And then it's cool that they said their friends are, you know,
Yeah.
ride or die. So I think that's good. At least you have your chosen family as your safety net. So at least you're not going to be, you know, they probably won't let them be homeless.
I missed something. I just realized. Not to like interrupt, it goes within the same like thing.
Okay.
And it was a TikTok that I saw. It goes exactly, so that's why I'm interrupting you. You're interrupting the story because it's the same thing. Because like over the holidays, a lot of queer people like have to like suit up and, you know, pretend to be something that they're not. You
dress
know what
up
I mean?
as a boy or dress up as a
Yep.
girl or yeah.
And so I saw this TikTok. Here, I'll play it for you. So it was a TikTok, and it was this. I think their pronouns were they them. So androgynous individual, and the sound was,
I need to talk to a gay person.
What do you need?
I need to talk to a gay person.
and essentially meaning like I just need to be in a safe space right now because they had went through the holidays and they were misgendered like multiple times. But they don't even say like in the description, they're like, I don't even correct them because like I'm just trying to get in and out and like not
stir the pot.
Not yeah, exactly.
I know that's
so that was the TikTok. I need to talk to a gay person. I'm just exhausted.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my story. Not the asshole.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the comfortable side of history.
Yep, exactly.
As gay people. Open-minded people.
I just wonder if there is ever going to be a time where we don't have to have these conversations or have these topics like, oh, hey, Thomas, you got a girlfriend yet? It's like, don't ask people that.
I know.
Don't, or if my...
like what?
Or
who's the last boomer?
Or if my son walks in wearing makeup and a dress, don't assume they're my son. You know, like, just don't assume anything. Be like, hey, Billy, how are you today?
Yeah.
And then if they're like, my name's not Billy, it's Betty, I'd be like, cool, like, got
people,
it. You know?
Like, where you can, like, where people can, like, do whatever they want and say whatever they want, or not say whatever they want, but, like, be themselves, essentially.
Yeah. Just don't assume shit. That's the thing. It's like,
and like,
just don't comment if you don't know. Like, or like what I would do is like, if I don't know, I'd be like, is Billy not a boy anymore? Like, what's going on? You know, to somebody else in the family, maybe just like whisper it and be like, okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know that it's not Billy anymore. You know, like,
if the intention is pure, but I think people ask to like talk shit.
Be nosy.
Yeah. Dang. Over already?
Yep. I mean, we can keep going.
No. I have to edit this.
You gotta edit all 2 hours.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for coming back, everyone.
Yeah. You can comment on YouTube and Apple.
And share.
Rate the podcast
Tell
on
your
Apple
friends.
and Spotify. Yeah, tell your friends. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Everything you do, every click that you make on our page, super appreciated.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely.
Every keyboard you could comment and say yes, queen, and that's it, and that'd be totally cool.
That'd be great.
But yeah, thanks so much, and catch you I was gonna say catch you never.
Catch you later, dude.
Catch you later. See you next week.
End.
Thanks for listening to Flamingly Unfiltered.
Now available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok to keep up with the podcast.
Start the week off strong every Monday with Zach and Thomas.